And that's all we have today. Yeah.
It's
Jeez.
been,
Oh my
it's been so
goodness.
long. It's been so long. That's all I got. I don't
Am
know.
I? Oh crap! My headphones turned off. Right as you were in the middle of it.
No! Oh, I had such a good
shoot.
joke.
There we go. Okay.
We did it. It only
everybody.
took us 4 months, but we're back.
Welcome to the party. Finally, pal.
Whoa, the final party, pal. No, not the final party. We have many more parties.
Oh, hello.
Hello, it's been such a long time. I feel like I haven't seen you.
It has been for such a long time. Okay. Got it all open and set. I'm good. I'm good to go.
Good to go. Welcome to the party, pal. This is a
Party, pal.
podcast by us, the Loomer Brothers, and Preston Loomer.
I'm Nathan Loomer.
And when we have time, we talk about movies.
We'll have more time soon.
We'll have way more time soon. So one of us was doing a really intense master's degree.
One of us was watching a puppy. So
Watching everybody's puppy. Yeah.
everybody's puppy. Yeah.
So yeah, February through what month is it? Is it May now?
Yes, it is.
Crap. February through April was busy.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So our podcast makes no sense because we planned it around Batman being released in March and then didn't do it.
Yeah.
So we're still doing Batman, not as Batman.
It like just came out on HBO. Like
And I'll be real. My Paul Dano video is like skyrocketing on YouTube, so people are at least
really good.
interested in something Batman.
I feel weird because I feel like people didn't know who he was. I'm like, he's been so many things.
I know. I'm like, dude, he's the best.
He's the best.
But he's not who we're talking about today.
We're talking about today. Well, no.
No, he wasn't Batman. We went over it last time, but if you didn't watch that video, we're doing the 6 live-action Batmen who have played Batman since I've been alive.
Yes.
So Keaton, Kilmer, Clooney, Bale, Affleck, and now Pattinson. We're not doing Adam West,
Sorry.
and we're not doing anybody who's been the cartoon. So sorry, Kevin Conroy fans. Sorry, Will Arnett fans. Sorry.
Right.
I guess Jensen Ackles just did it in
Oh,
Long Halloween.
Oh, well.
Yep. Yeah. Only live actions since I've been alive.
Since you've been alive.
And Keaton barely slipped in there because technically the first one's before me.
Yeah. A little bit.
But it's okay. It's fine.
Okay.
I don't know what order we want to go. I was kind of thinking
Order of Batman.
the most Batman. I don't know. How do you rank Batman?
Most Batman? You want to? Oh god, that'd be a hard one.
Who's the most to least Batman? Okay, how about the character they play in the movie we watched is the closest or least close to Batman?
Okay, so we're talking about Fantastic Mr. Fox. No, he's a detective.
Yeah, he's pretty good in Fantastic Mr. Fox. I don't know. Beetlejuice seems really un-Batman-like.
Yeah, okay, just go Beetlejuice.
We could also just go chronologically. I feel like that would work too.
Yeah, that might be easier.
Okay, but Beetlejuice is the Tim Burton movie of the same name. Michael Keaton stars as the titular Beetlejuice.
Yes.
And really, I've watched this movie again. I'd forgot how fucked up it is.
Yep, I forgot.
And 2, I just want Keaton to be the Joker in a new Batman movie now.
Right, give him something to do.
Yeah, I was like, I legitimately, I'd seen Beetlejuice before. I forgot most of it.
Most of it. I think I must have been before high school when I saw it. So
It's been a while.
He is the best part of this movie, though.
Hands down.
Hands
Well,
down.
I mean, Catherine O'Hara is in this movie, though, and she's Catherine O'Hara. I don't know. I think it's between the two of them.
For me, Alec Baldwin is always kind of Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I was supposed to make the joke. He looks like he's 40, regardless of how old he is.
Yeah.
Exactly
right.
My question is like, I wonder how much of this movie they just made up on the spot, because it feels like everything Michael Keaton said was unplanned.
Yes. I feel that. I feel like the costumes, somebody made them. Like, oh yeah, we have these. Just like go out there. So everything does feel that way.
And I think, here's the thing. I think if you're not new, if you're not someone who's familiar with how Tim Burton kind of is, this is a weird introduction.
Yeah.
Like, to go from, like, I would start with, like, Edward Scissorhands or, heck, really, honestly, Batman. I'd start with Batman.
Or Batman, but say, something, let's just
Something that, like, gets you in there, but doesn't, because, man, oh man, like, I legit forgot that the two characters died right out the gate.
Yeah, I forgot.
And then I was like, oh crap, that's what this is about.
That's the plot is, yeah.
Dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I do love that. I'm pretty sure this is what Keaton did right before he was Batman. I think this is literally like the next. And I'm like that Tim Burton just watched this performance and went, yeah, he could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I love the fact that people didn't want him in the role. I'm like, did they not see Beetlejuice the year before? Or I don't know. I know because he's making fun of him because he played a bunch of like just normal dudes.
Yeah.
I guess. But it's so weird to me now.
Well, I think too, you got to remember, 1980s Batman, they just come out with The Dark Knight Returns, which was like this dark rebranding of Batman.
Yeah.
And so they're like, wait a minute. So you want Batman to be played by the Mr. Mom guy?
Yeah.
And the Beetlejuice guy, and all these comedic, like, goofy roles. And then he steps into Batman, and he's fantastic.
Amazing. Amazing.
Hashtag Batman for president.
I knew it. Okay. I was saying to myself, like 4 years ago, I finally watched American Horror Story season 1 and got into it. And I went, the ending of that season, I went, that's Beetlejuice. I hadn't seen Beetlejuice in so long. I went, it is Beetlejuice. I rewatched it, like exactly the plot of Beetlejuice.
It's the same. It's literally the same. It's like, yeah, the whole movie is like they took the plot of Beetlejuice and then just or the whole like first season is just they took the plot of Beetlejuice and made it like
really
long and melodramatic. Yeah. And way somehow more over the top than Beetlejuice was.
Yeah, exactly.
I will also say this, and this is a controversial opinion.
Yes.
I do not like Winona Ryder in most things.
I know. I think I feel that way too. I even feel that like Stranger Things season 1, good. And then the same thing the next 2 seasons. And
yeah.
Like, okay, whatever.
I wasn't a big fan of her in this. I wasn't a big fan of her in Edward Scissorhands. Like she just has that.
I haven't seen Heathers. I haven't seen.
Heathers is. I don't like Heathers anyway.
Okay.
That's not her fault though. I just think that movie is like trying too hard to be something.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my question though, because I put a philosophical question with each of these movies. If you were a ghost, who would you haunt forever?
Oh God, who would I haunt?
Or where? I guess where would you haunt?
Where would I haunt?
You have those options.
Well, the theater that I would haunt is now gonna go away. I might. Oh my gosh, that's such a hard question.
I know, right?
Oh, get back to it. I'll get back to it. Do you have a place?
I'm like. I mean, I know this is a little FNAF, but I kind of just want to do a Chuck E. Cheese.
It's because it's good.
Mostly just to like put weird glitches in the animatronics. Nothing dangerous, just so that they like flip the kids off every once in a while or something like that. I don't know. I feel like I would not be like a scary ghost. I feel like I would just be one of those ones who just like awkwardly like, or when you're in a bookstore and you keep seeing the same book like in 3 different places.
Yeah,
that's me moving. I'm just moving the book.
That's the thing. If you say that, I might do like an arcade or something. Then something I can also is the amount of ways you can mess with the person does sound great.
Or the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church is also very just
God. His moves like things. I love that. I didn't know this movie won an Oscar.
What? Is it makeup and costume? Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
I was like, oh yeah, the whole like big beaked awkward monster weird heads.
Yeah.
I'm legit though. When they did that and they were like, we're gonna scare them out, I was like, you're not. No, that.
Yeah.
None of that is scary.
No, that's scary.
You look like the Spy versus Spy people.
I guess this is what people think of when they think of Tim Burton monsters. He doesn't do these like hardly ever though.
I know.
It's really weird. Like this is kind of the big one.
It's like this and Nightmare Before Christmas are probably the two. And he didn't even direct Nightmare Before Christmas.
No, not
He's
really.
produced it. So
he's produced it. Corpse Bride's kind of the same situation where he didn't really make it. He just kind of
yeah. It's like the stuff we associate as Tim Burton-ish isn't really in a lot of Tim Burton movies.
He's just a little more gothic because things are darker.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Basically, he gets a script, he calls Johnny Depp, he paints him white, he puts his wife in it.
Yeah.
They make the movie. I don't know if he's gonna do anything with Johnny Depp anymore. That's a whole situation.
We'll see. I want to watch the Broadway musical of this though now to know what they do.
Yeah.
I haven't really looked into that much.
The lead girl in that was she's from Spokane.
How is that possible?
Rich parents took her over to New York.
Well, okay, never mind.
Let's be honest.
I'm out. I forgot how life works.
Yeah, it's not about who you know or what you know. It's about how much money you have in the bank.
How much money you have.
How much time you have to devote to virtually useless skills. Let's be honest.
Yeah, a little bit.
I say this as someone who's a devout actor. Like, there's little I could do with this in other places.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna admit it.
I was look at my resume for my acting resume of like special skills, and I'm like, none of this stuff is applicable to anything other than just what I'm doing right now.
I know. That's the hardest section on a resume.
Yeah. I would say this though. I think Tim Burton is a designer. Like if I was to like design sets and costumes, it's a dream.
It is a dream.
It's fan. Like the look of everything is probably the best part of the whole movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Shorter than I thought. I think it's done already. I remember thinking that when I was getting to the credits, like, wow.
I also remember it being better. I don't know why. I was like, this wasn't as good as I remembered it being.
I think this is one of the movies we found in the basement on VHS.
That might be it, yeah.
Put it in, which is
one of those thousands that Grandma just left with us.
Yeah, which.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Here we go. Yeah, Keaton is Batman.
He's Batman. He's good as Batman.
He's great as Batman. Oh, he's top three. He's the top three for me.
Top three. That's right.
I mean, it's not hard given the 6 people that we're doing. If he didn't make the top 3, I'd be worried.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, great. Love it. Did it. Watched. Okay, so Beetlejuice was the first one.
So then wow, that's quick. Top Secret then?
Then Kilmer, yeah. Kilmer's next.
Kilmer. I found a movie that I think beats Airplane, and that's for these directors.
Oh, really? Because I thought I remember this being better than I thought it was this time.
Maybe it's because it's the first. I've seen Airplane too many times, and now I'm like, I know the jokes.
About halfway through this, I was like, man, I should have picked Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and I screwed up.
Nah, it's fine. I mean, I think I'm more interested in this. So yeah, Top Secret, Val Kilmer. He's a rock and roll singer. He actually does the singing in it.
I think he does. I think he does it. Yeah, and he's basically like an amalgam of Elvis and Brian Wilson.
Yeah, and I don't know when this movie's supposed to take place because there is like a World War II thing, but also Elvis thing.
I think is it World War II or is it the Cold War?
Oh, it might be the Cold War. It's Germany though.
Oh
it's
wait,
not Russia. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was watching like. Why is it Elvis and we're like...
There is a nondescript war against Germans. So really, this could be any time. Except right now.
Yeah, this is like the one time.
Actually, given how the climate politically is turning in America, it could be right now. I was making a joke about something with that. I was like, man, how sad would it be if we got to the point where Germany came over here and rescued us?
Oh, no. Let's see. But no, Val Kilmer's first role, is it? Ever?
First movie, yeah, first film role.
It's crazy. It reminded me I have to watch this documentary now.
That's so good. I almost picked that too.
Yeah.
I almost picked it, but then I was like, I don't think Nate's seen enough Val Kilmer movies to appreciate it.
I haven't. I've literally seen like Top Gun and The Doors, and that's like.
You haven't even seen Tombstone?
I don't think I've seen Tombstone.
Oh. Well, you've seen Batman Forever.
Team
obviously.
Batman forever.
Okay,
Yes.
controversial opinion number 2. I actually think that Val Kilmer is a great Batman.
Great Batman.
I think he got shoved into a disaster of a movie.
Yes, it's my least favorite of the original movie. I'm gonna say that right now. The Batmans.
I think it is the two least interesting villains, which is really sad because Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey are both fantastic.
I liked him. I don't know if I love Tommy Lee Jones in it.
I don't think Tommy Lee Jones knew what to do with Two-Face. I think he tried to play him like he was the Joker again.
Yeah,
and it just
that's what I
didn't.
get.
It didn't fly the same. I mean, Carrey's great as the Riddler. I don't know. I think it was like two Jokers.
Yeah.
Two guys who should have been the Joker, like trying to do that,
Yeah.
and not really working out.
But I think Val Kilmer, even if he was in the first two movies, would have been as like pretty decent up there with who we just talked about. Oh my God,
Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
It's Michael Keaton.
So Michael Keaton. Oh, my brain literally just it's gone. You got past it.
So technically, and I didn't mean to do this. I technically picked a musical.
Yeah, you did. That was very delightful.
I didn't mean to do that, but it did.
Musical number.
Yeah.
Peter Cushing. Oh, I couldn't imagine him in a comedy. That was nuts.
You've never seen him in Hamlet, have you?
I have not seen him in Hamlet.
Okay, he's the best part. Laurence Olivier is like 40s Hamlet. He's literally comes in as like this basically flamboyant like manservant for one scene. He's my favorite scene in the whole movie.
That's amazing.
And he's just doing his Peter Cushing thing with his over the top dialogue, and it's so freaking fantastic.
Oh my God!
I watched Star Wars, the original Star Wars again, and like forgot that Peter Cushing should have been in more stuff.
Yeah, it's sad that he gets killed off in the first one. Like,
well, you got to remember too, that was like the end. I mean, he had just come off of like 20 years of Hammer like horror films, so yeah. He and Christopher Lee were like kind of going right one with the other for a while there.
Yeah, it's weird. The guy who plays Alfred in the Batman movie is also in this movie, which was really weird.
That threw me. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Omar Sharif, which I'm like,
yeah, that's right.
How did they get him to do this?
Like a top, you love it though. I mean, that's what they did. It's so nice that they get like serious, like professional actors to do the goofiest thing.
You don't see that nowadays. You don't get these like I want Daniel Day-Lewis showing up in like the next like Seth Rogen movie, man. I just want it.
Yeah.
I think if more of that happened, we'd have less of this like pretentious method acting crap and just like take a dumb comedy once in a while.
Like, dumb comedy, and like I don't know, but the thing is with most comedies where I don't like them today, I know is because the actors know they're in a comedy. They're really trying to get the laughs, and dramatic actors just kind of say lines like they're supposed to be said. And if they're written funny, it's gonna be funny.
That's why Jeff Daniels is so freaking good in Dumb and Dumber. Because he just plays it. And that's why I wrote that down on this. I was like, the fact that they play everything straight, except for like those few kind of winks to the camera, which are completely intentional.
Yeah.
I love that one where they're like, what is this? This is crazy. This is like the plot of a bad movie. And then they just... it's so good.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna be honest though. I think this is like my fourth or fifth favorite Val Kilmer movie. I don't know. I picked it because I was like, Top Secret's pretty good, and then watched it and went, I thought that was better than I remember. I wish it was better than I remember.
I was in a goofy mood, so I think that's
all good. I also watched it like the night after we did the last podcast, so I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I watched 3 of these movies that week, and then the rest over the next 3 months.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so.
That's amazing.
Yeah, there you go. But I will say, I think I agree. I mean, that airplane team kind of nailed that, like, parody comedy.
Yeah.
Down to a science. And I think it's what spawned, like, the, like, scary movie and epic movie, and, like, They took the formula but didn't understand it.
Yeah.
They screwed it up.
They screwed it up. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm a big Airplane 2 fan, so
just William Shatner's in it.
William Shatner's the best part of that movie.
Yeah, hands down.
So, yeah. I don't know.
I make the drinking problem joke from Airplane all the time though. And now I'm at the point where I'm like with children who don't understand it.
A lot of those. Oh, wait, is that? Oh, sorry, I accidentally exited a page. I don't know which one it was. Okay, I'm good.
That's
I'm
what
good.
I don't know.
Figure it out.
I got yeah. I think I've said most of what I wanted to say.
I think all you have to do is give me more more about Kilmer movies to watch, because I love them. I just never watch anything with them.
Okay, go watch Tombstone.
Watch Tombstone.
Tombstone's like an over-the-top Western. You'll love it.
Go through. Okay.
You'll be saying I'm your Huckleberry for like the next year and a half.
Whatever that means.
He doesn't even know, people. There's a whole person out there screaming. I'd say people, but we know not that many people listen to this.
There's like one guy, maybe.
One guy's like, I doesn't know the quote! My life is ruined!
It'd be funny if there was like one really big movie buff who just watched our podcast, because he just watches like everything.
I've gotten a couple offers from like collaborators, and they're like, you do a movie podcast. And I'm like, we don't do the movie podcast that you want to work with.
No, we just kind of sit here and talk.
Mostly because we just are never available at the same time.
There is that too. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Cool. Did it. Watched it.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Who the heck?
George
George Clooney.
Really close. George Clooney. Okay.
George Clooney.
I'm sorry, I keep making you watch Wes Anderson.
I don't care.
films.
I don't hate Wes Anderson films. This
I
is
thought
my
you
favorite.
said
This is my favorite
Okay,
Wes
good.
Anderson film.
Good,
I actually
okay.
love Fantastic Mr. Fox, and I realized that this is the first Meryl Streep movie we've put on this whole podcast.
Wow, that's insane.
She's not even physically in it. She's a voice
Not
of a
even-
fox.
Okay, that's okay. I don't even want to see her. And maybe we cannot pick movies with Meryl Streep. That's our gimmick.
That's who was it before? Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love Fantastic Mr. Fox. One, I think because it's based on something else. I think it's one of the few. It's not like a Wes Anderson original.
Yeah.
It's more of a script that he kind of adapted to his style, and the animation style, like that, it works for what he does.
Yeah, I think it's one of the most unique movies I've seen in a long time, which I love.
And it's got a good balance between kid humor and adult humor.
Yeah. It makes me question though, because if Roald Dahl hated Willy Wonka, but he hated this adaptation of his book. He just hated adaptations of his books. Like,
Well, he also hated the Jews, so we really don't care what Roald Dahl thinks. I'm just
I love it. Yeah, you're
I'm
right.
out
Say
there.
it like it is. I love it. Why is every children's author terrible? In
Right?
some way? I
Seuss
hate-
is terrible. Roald Dahl's terrible.
There's a
J.K.
lot-
Rowling's terrible.
We're just all out here being terrible people.
Who's good anymore? God, is Stephanie Meyer the best one? Are we forced to contend a world where the Twilight author is the best person out there?
Yes.
C.S. Lewis, don't let us down, man.
Best children author. I'm going.
Look at like least racist children's author.
No, Roald Dahl's number one when I looked that up. Get out of
No.
here. Why are we doing this, Beatrix Potter?
Who wrote the Berenstain Bears? Who's that person?
Berenstein Bears? I'm
No,
sorry.
it's Stain. It's Stain. Did you watch Peacemaker? There's a whole debate.
I know. I'm just.
We apologize for this diversion, ladies and gentlemen. We have to know.
I have to know who is it? Stan and Jan
Berenstain. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I hope they're good. I'll look them up later.
We'll figure out. If you know, comment who the who the best children's author who's not just turned out to be a terrible person is. I need to know this stuff. Shel Silverstein.
So Silverstein's good.
Let's hope Shel Silverstein's probably fine.
Yes.
Or that guy who makes those weird books with the worms in the cars. I don't know what his name is.
Oh yes. Yes. A Hungry Hungry Caterpillar guy, maybe.
Oh, he just died.
Oh no. Oh well.
Not like super recently, but it was a while ago. But anyway, we're talking about Fantastic Mr.
It
Fox.
goes to show how much I don't have to say about this movie, because besides the fact that it's
I will say three things. One, I love the cussing joke.
Mhm.
I think that is a fantastic thing.
Yes.
Two, my favorite character in this movie, without knowing it, was Willem Dafoe.
Oh my gosh.
I got halfway through and I was like,
Oh, yeah, he's
who
the
played the freaking rat? And then I saw the credits and I was like, of course it's Willem Dafoe.
There's Willem Dafoe. He keeps being the best in every movie I see recently. So it makes.
I made the joke too before I knew it. I was like, this rat is clearly auditioning for a production of West Side Story. He's trying real hard.
Oh, we didn't even talk about George Clooney yet. I mean, he is George Clooney. Like that's what when I think of George Clooney, just that's why I don't super love him with Batman.
I mean, I
don't hate him.
I would argue that he is probably like 70% of people's least favorite like live action Batman.
Yeah.
And it's not entirely his fault. He got
his fault.
He got thrown in because Kilmer quit, and then kind of forced to do really. I mean, it's the roughest of the.
Well, and to be fair, he wasn't big back then. Everyone like he wasn't. He's taken a role that he thought would make him big because he wasn't.
Yeah,
yet.
He was basically just the hot guy on ER. That was like his whole resume at that point.
I really don't think he became big until maybe Brother Art Thou, and then that's when people took him serious.
I wonder if there's something before that. Yeah, but there's something around then.
Yeah.
And I will say this.
From Dusk Till Dawn. Sorry, whatever.
Poison Ivy in that movie is the worst villain in the entirety of Batman.
Yes.
That being said, I love Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
Well, he knows what movie he's in. And that's...
He just got it. He was like, this is not a movie to win an Oscar. This is a movie to sell merchandise.
Yes, I'm going to sell it.
Thank you for breaking the ice.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just I think it's so perfect. I love I will say I love children's movie logic when it comes to Fantastic Mr. Fox because I love the mass full-scale military assault 3 gentlemen used to kill 1 fox.
He's great.
Like, let's be honest. If a fox was stealing crap out of my warehouse, you think I would do anything? I'd be like, I'm put a trap out, and if it gets it, it gets it.
It's so great. I think I love the Bill Murray. I know I love the man, but I love the fact that he said in an interview recently that he basically, when Wes Anderson calls, he's the only director that he's like, yep, I'll do your movie, like no matter what. And I have a problem with Bill Murray in this movie. Uh-oh.
He is playing an English badger with an American accent.
Uh-oh.
And I cannot stand that.
Well, I guess never mind. I was going to say he fits tones of the movie of all Wes Anderson movies well.
No, he's great. He's great in the movie. It's just that the design of the badger irritates me.
Yeah, makes sense.
I found that I like the animated Wes Anderson movies better. I think it feels more natural for what he like that sort of straight on, very kind of specific style that he's got.
I think I get what you mean because I can get behind it easier. I can be in the world easier.
Also, the animation in this movie is insanely good.
Yes.
I mean, we're doing animal fur the whole time, and it looks fantastic throughout.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people realize how hard fur and hair on anything animated is.
Which is a bummer because there isn't really an award for that. Kind of so.
Animated hair.
Animated hair, or just like on this, really weird thing. It's weird to be like, maybe I wish there was a best animated film, and then a team won best animation department. For like,
there's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. The awards shows are ultimately a disaster. If the last year's Oscars improved anything, I don't even remember half the fact. I know that like Dune won everything that was technical, but like let's be honest, like nobody was talking about that when the night was over.
I still think this Oscars went better than last year's.
Last year's was during a pandemic.
I know, but that ending where they thought it was going to go to
Chadwick. Oh my god, that was a disaster.
And then he's like, he's not even here in the show. It's like he's cut out.
The best too is then they had Anthony Hopkins do his little speech that they recorded, and you could tell that someone had told him he has to say something about Chadwick.
Yeah,
but he didn't really know who Chadwick Boseman probably was.
Yeah, it's like okay.
It's like I'd like to say massive tribute to the late Chadwick Boseman. I was like. That sounded so canned. That was someone in his ear being like, Anthony, you gotta mention the guy. We're just gonna get like excommunicated.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe this is my thing. If you're gonna, this is what irritates me is the producers. I guarantee you, somebody on that production team knew Chadwick wasn't gonna win that award.
Yeah.
So like, why did they do that whole shift? Why didn't they just have one guy be like, I'm just gonna. Okay, he's not winning. Let's just put it back to normal. Put it back to normal.
Go back.
Yeah.
Picture last. You're nuts.
God,
It's like if they did it for Heath Ledger, and Heath Ledger didn't win.
Oh no, we're running out of podcast time. We're gonna have to stitch this one together.
Okay.
It's okay. It's fine. I forgot. I'm not on my wife's account anymore, and she has the fancy one.
Okay.
It's all good.
Good.
But Fantastic Mr. Fox is really good, and if you watch it, the rat is Willem Dafoe. You should know that before you start, because you'll be very confused. It made it better though. I was like, oh wait, now I know it's Willem Dafoe. That's so much better.
Now we have like more Willem Dafoe than Batman's on this. We have more Green Goblin than we have Batman's on this list. Right?
Because Willem Dafoe's a masterpiece. Yes. He's a beautiful human.
He is. Oh.
He hosted. I watched all of the SNL he hosted. I don't watch SNL like at all anymore. I watched it just because of him, and it wasn't good, but he was there, and I was happy.
I know. He just wants to have fun. He just seems like a guy who wants to have fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Next is
Bale.
Bale. I'm sorry.
I don't give to. I was gonna choose Rain of Fire.
Oh no.
And that one's probably worse than Newsies is anyway. So.
Newsies was better than I thought it was going to be. This is my 4th time seeing it. I think I've made you watch it. This at least 2, maybe 3 times.
I've seen it probably half a dozen times.
Okay, it's so weird because I rented it from the library as a kid, and then I liked it so much I did it again, and then it's all this stuff.
Now you think it's like Nate was one of those like 5-year-olds? No, he was like 13,
like
watching Newsies over and over again.
I really like Newsies.
No, Newsies. I will say it's one of the few that I think translated on Broadway better than the actual movie.
Yeah, I saw it. The dance numbers are crazy on actual stage.
Yeah, and I don't want to put down Christian Bale, but that dude cannot sing.
No.
I just watched Empire of the Sun a couple days ago, and you could tell right away that kid's voice is dubbed every time he has to sing.
Yes, it's got very new West Side Story where the main guy is not a musical theater person, and you know it.
It is also one of the few non-animated movies scored by, as I call him, Disney's bitch, Alan Menken.
Which I'm sorry. This is one of my, as much as I like the Newsies, this is one of my weakest Alan Menken scores. For me.
Rough.
It's a lot of the same stuff over and over again.
On my notes, I wrote down that this is the first Disney movie we've watched, and then I was very bluntly reminded by my own brain 3 days later that we did a whole Disney category like a year ago.
Yes, we did.
And I felt so stupid.
So good, yes. I don't remember what movies we watched on that one, I'm going to be honest.
I don't either. I will say this too, Robert Duvall is better than this movie deserves.
Yes.
He comes as Joseph Pulitzer and he's like I am going to win an Oscar for this part. And then he's in this crappy children's movie.
I cannot believe, when I was younger, I didn't know anybody in this movie, and now I know everybody in this movie, which is weird. You have Anne Margaret's in it. Bill Pullman. The cast list is crazy, big.
Okay, first off, we need to at some point do a Pullman Paxton episode of the show.
I would love to do I would love that.
Because, how can we not?
Yes.
I love that they cast 7 people who can't sing in all of the leads.
I know.
What was the... Anne Margaret has notoriously been called one of the worst musical performers of all time, and she's done 4 musicals. And Bye Bye Birdie is a disaster.
Yes.
And Tommy's okay. And this is I mean, she's not in this long enough to make it matter. But also, is it weird that I want Bale as the Joker now?
I could see that. Yeah. I can see him doing a very good job as that.
I feel like he just looked like he did in Machinist, though, where he's 9 pounds and just ugh.
Yeah, I mean, don't name the cripple Crutchy. That's not funny. Not funny to do that.
I just wish there was some joke. He just goes along with it. I wish there was some joke where he's my name is Steven.
It's somebody with the guys.
His name's Crutchy.
Crutchy.
What? Because I got a crutch? Yeah. Well, come on, man. You didn't even ask. You guys know my name,
You
right?
guys know my name.
Yeah, you're a.
Nobody knows.
Oh, what? Nobody knows Crutch's name.
I was in the game 5 years before I had the accident.
Don't you remember? Gambling Steve? That was me.
It's completely different. Oh,
Also, the sound mixing in this movie is atrocious.
oh my god. Yeah. It's a mess. I was watching it with headphones on. And I couldn't believe it.
I was like, who? How did this happen?
Oh my gosh.
You managed to pick a cult musical in a category that really, I don't even know how he did it.
I don't know. Christian Bale as Batman. I don't know where I put him on my list either. He's also one of the middle ones.
He's 2 for me.
He's 2.
I think he's number 2 for me.
He's either 2 or 3.
I will say that The Dark Knight I think is the best Batman film.
Yes.
I will say that largely that has to do with Heath Ledger and not with Christian Bale.
But
I do like him a lot in Batman Begins. I think he's got a good handle on it there.
I don't like him in the last one. I think that's where it goes down.
Nobody likes him in the last one. The last one was
because there's not really any Bruce Wayne in it. It's just a kind of Batman figure.
Yeah, but like old sad Batman.
Yeah.
Without the like every. It's funny. It's interesting they did it that way because in all the other versions you ever see, he's like in his 50s but still like kicking ass.
Yeah.
Like he's more jacked as a 90-year-old than he is as.
It's no shade on Christian Bale. He's one of my favorite. He's probably my top 5 favorite actors of modern age. So.
I'd say he's definitely in the conversation for me. I don't know if he's up all the way.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I think he's a fantastic Batman. I think for what Nolan was doing with it, he got it right on the money.
Yeah. And, we can't put much shade on him taking this movie. When I looked up the director, and his like other big acting credit is High School Musical 3. So, or big directing. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
It's like,
but you gotta think too. He's a child actor who's doing like British dramas. So I think Disney comes calling, says we'll pay you a bunch of money.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Anytime someone's like, "Oh, they sold out," and like, no, they probably got paid. That's
probably got paid a lot.
There's a reason Dennis Hopper did Super Mario Bros. Like, let's be real.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will say you could have picked American Psycho and you didn't, and I will forever be mad at you.
I feel like I'm saving it for something.
That's why I didn't pick Birdman too. I feel like there's
there are weird movies. I'm like, that's so good, but I don't want it yet. Like, it's so strange. Like,
you're gonna be dead before we pick them.
Yeah, probably.
When you guys, the heaven version of Welcome to the Party, Pal.
It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be
so good. Maybe one of these days we'll do like a movies we should have picked for a different.
Yeah, movies we should have picked. I love that. Actually,
we picked that one movie and we were like, God, we both hated this freaking thing.
Oh my gosh.
I
just hope in 10 years we can do movies we regret picking, but we have to watch again because it's on the list.
Yep. Wonks.
I love it. I don't know why.
So Newsies is okay. It could be better. I think.
Wait.
I will say too, the Broadway Newsies is like. I would actually. I mean, that's like an A-tier musical, especially when you like factor in the dancing.
I was a little bored, but I don't know. Traveling tours always sometimes it depends on who's in it. The guy who played Crutchy was amazing. But
yeah, have you seen the one on Netflix?
I haven't seen the one on Netflix.
Okay, the one on Netflix, the with Jeremy Jordan is really good, and the guy who plays Crutchy in that is like insane.
Nice, and I know it's tour to tour because I hated Wicked the first time I saw it, and that's the first thing I ever saw that was like big, and then I loved it the second time because the cast was so much better. Yeah, so we just saw Hamilton a couple weeks ago, or Friday. We saw it on Friday, like 4 days ago.
Yeah, and legit, it took me about 3 numbers to like be like, oh, this isn't the Broadway cast.
Get it out.
But once George Washington came in, I was like, that dude, I'm sold. He had one of those like these kind of voices.
Yeah,
I was just like. I was like, oh. Yeah, that moment when he's like, call me son one more time. He goes, go home, Alexander. And I was like, oh. Oh God, I think I just shit myself a little bit.
You get up and walk. Excuse me. Excuse me.
That was awful. We were in a torrential downpour right before it, and I was wearing a wool sweater.
Oh no.
I was soaked the whole show.
Yeah. This would have been nuts.
It was good. I mean, it was honestly like, with a few exceptions, there were a couple people who were a little rough, but like most of it was really solid. One of the best touring shows I've seen.
That's awesome. That's so.
I think the best touring show I ever saw was Dreamgirls.
Mine was Pippin. So.
You saw Pippin? Man,
Portland. Yeah.
I saw Dreamgirls in Portland.
Yeah, it's just that theater movie.
Yeah, it's just Portland. We just gotta go to Portland.
Yeah, that's it.
What are we doing here? Why are we living here right now?
Do you think they come to Spokane like, oh God, okay?
Paul McCartney was just in Spokane like 2 weeks ago. So
that's right. Ugh.
I was in a classroom with someone who saw him, and she would not stop talking about it the next day.
Makes sense.
And I was like, yeah, I'll just be here jealous that
Yeah, if it was
just
Ringo,
watched-
I would have gone. So
I just listened to every Beatles thing ever, and no,
miss
no,
out.
they can't.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, well, we're on
Anyways,
to we're going number 4. We're on Argo.
Argo, baby.
Argo.
With Benny Afflecky.
I was like, why didn't you pick Daredevil? And I realized we just did that in the last one.
I don't know. There's a lot. I have to really check the list now to make sure we didn't pick.
Yeah, I have a spreadsheet of just all the stuff we've done that I go and I just like hit like the find button and then type in the movie and I'm like, have we? Okay, we haven't watched this.
We haven't watched that. Good.
One of these days we're gonna neither of us is gonna realize it till after we record the whole episode.
Yes. Well, this is my first time watching Argo. I didn't see it back when it came out.
What?
So, yeah, I thought I did, but I wasn't going. Nope. I think I saw maybe. What's the other movie he directed? Right.
Oh, The Town.
Town. I saw The Town. I didn't see Argo. So
I actually like The Town more than Argo.
I think I did too. I still liked Argo.
Argo's and genuinely like. This is, I think, around the time I started paying attention to what Oscar movies like won. Because I think it was before this. It was like King's Speech, and then The Artist, and I was like, this is whatever. And then Argo won, and I watched it, and I was like, oh, this is really good.
Yeah, I like those movies, but yeah, this is where I felt like a change happened. Kind of, where more. I don't want to say artsy films, but more because The Artist was artsy, but. I don't know. Anyways,
it felt less like that standard like biopic, like we're playing for something.
We're playing for an Oscar.
Yeah.
I don't feel this much. I think it's nice.
No, I think this was really good. And Ben Affleck should have won for Best Director. The fact that he didn't was atrocious. This movie is incredibly good looking, and you're literally that whole last scene at the airport. I was like hand on chair, like butt tense, just like, oh, are they? And I've seen it 3 times now, and I'm going, are they gonna get through security?
I love that feeling. God,
it's like when you watch a prequel to something after, and you're like, oh crap, is he gonna die? And you're like, of course he's gonna die. He's not in the next movie. Oh. And Argo, fuck yourself might be the most brilliant line in the history of cinema.
Which one?
Argo, fuck yourself.
Oh, that. Sorry.
Yeah.
God. Dumb. Bryan Cranston coming right out Breaking Bad into this. Amazing.
Okay, so there's a fun story about it. Have you ever I don't know if you've seen it. Kevin Smith did a whole thing because he and Ben Affleck are buddies.
Yeah.
They did a whole thing where he does this like stand-up bit where he talks about how basically the cast of this movie is like a lot of the cast of his movie Red State. There's like 5 or 6 people who kind of did both or something like that. And there's this whole conversation where he's like mad at Ben Affleck because Ben Affleck hadn't seen his film. And then Ben Affleck's finally like, of course I saw your freaking movie. I stole half your cast, dude.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I have not seen Red State. That's one I
Red State's intense. It is not. I've been saving it because it's like the one Kevin Smith movie that does not feel like a Kevin Smith movie.
That's great. Oh, what about Tusk? No, it feels very much like it.
I will also say this movie is very, very historically inaccurate.
Okay.
There's a lot of problems with how they. So Tony Mendez did not do nearly as much as they made it out that he did.
Wow.
That's one. Two,
Okay.
I read that there was like no tension.
Yeah.
Like they came in, they got them, they got out.
Yes.
And three, the Canadians actually did a lot more than just like house them, and no one's giving them credit.
Okay. That
So
makes sense. It's a good time. I almost never get to see Victor Garber either.
Ricky Garber and so much good stuff.
There you go.
This also is one of the few times that Clea Duvall is not playing a lesbian, which is, I mean, I'm not saying that she should just like always be what she is. You know, she should always just be a lesbian. But it's like, oh, anytime I see her in a movie, I'm like, she's probably going to be dating one of the women.
Yep.
So it was like, oh, she's not. Surprise.
Something different. I think this movie deserved its Oscar. I went and looked at the other movies around then. I was like, ooh, nothing.
There was one other one that people thought. I think Life of Pi was the other one that said
Yeah.
might have gotten it.
If Les Mis won, I would have screamed. That would have.
Was this? No, this wasn't the There Will Be Blood year, was it?
No,
that was older.
Yeah.
Oh, this was Lincoln. Lincoln was I knew it was a Daniel Day-Lewis movie.
Lincoln, Django and James, and Zero Dark 30, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Django was good. I don't think it would have won. Quentin Tarantino makes movies that are like in the conversation but should not win the Oscar.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
No, I think this one like going back, and I think I've seen most of them now. This one's a pretty solid shoe, and it's based on a historical event. It's got a like big but not A-list cast.
Yeah.
Also, can we just get Scoot McNairy and more stuff, man? He's like
McNairy?
really good, and he's like only like these weird characters with glasses and everything.
Who is that? I don't even know who it is. Wait, where is he? Scoot
His name is McNairy. That's his name.
Scoot.
He was in I think he was in that show *Halt and Catch Fire*.
Oh, there he is. I don't even know if I've seen him in anything else.
Yeah, he basically just plays the guy he looked like in
12 Years
this.
a Slave. Okay.
He was in 12 Years a Slave. He was in Batman v Superman as the guy in the wheelchair.
I still gotta watch Frank. So
You've never seen Frank? Oh, you're gonna love Frank.
I know. I keep saying I need to watch it.
It's like the best Fassbender performance where you forget Fassbender's in the movie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I will say too, like most Ben Affleck films, the least interesting part of this movie is that Ben Affleck is in the movie.
I know. I really wish that he would just direct something without being in it and see how that goes.
It's as I call it Kenneth Branagh syndrome.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the movies where Kenneth Branagh's not in the movie are better than most of the ones where he is, with the exception of Henry V.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't like Hamlet? You know, like I just.
Do I don't like a 4.5-hour version of Hamlet that doesn't have any energy? No.
Okay.
I like Much Ado About Nothing. It's okay, but like I loved Belfast. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Belfast was my favorite last year of the Oscar noms.
Was Tick Tick Boom nominated for Best Picture, or was it just?
No.
It would have been. It would have been then.
Tick Tick Boom was my favorite movie last year, but wasn't nominated.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Of the ones I had to choose,
When I had to pick, yeah.
Belfast and Coda, which I'm
Coda.
glad that one of them won.
Yes, I think they're important more than.
Anyway, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck as Batman.
I actually love Ben Affleck as Batman.
He's very back and forth in the movies, and for me,
I will say 80% of the problems I have with him as Batman have nothing to do with him. I think he got stuck into a bad movie at a weird time.
It's Zach picking weird choices for Batman. I know that.
Well, and I think Ben Affleck playing the Batman he played, like I'm 50 something kind of
jaded.
Everything's been crap. This new guy is literally smashing buildings as he tries to save people.
Yeah.
Like Batman v Superman Batman is good. Justice League Batman's okay. Zack Snyder Justice League Batman's okay.
I kind of wish we got a standalone.
Well, that was what the next one was supposed to be, and then Affleck dropped. He was supposed to do it. They were talking about having him direct and then be Batman.
Okay.
And then he dropped, and I think they're gonna have Deathstroke as the villain with Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke.
Oh man,
If you watch Justice League, he's in that movie as Deathstroke for about 30 seconds.
a little bit.
And he comes out and everyone's like, he's so badass, and then didn't go anywhere.
Love that. It means all the ending credits won't mean anything either, and that's my favorite thing.
I love when they put a teaser when they do that thing, and then so many movies try it now. Thanks, Marvel.
But maybe the Flash will be good. I'm not going to talk about getting to the Flash. I'm really sorry, Sonny.
If the Flash happens at all,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for some like Christopher Plummer and All the Money in the World to happen on that movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to think to just reshoot everything with somebody else.
Forget it. Like, it's over.
I'm like, dude, this is or like freaking Johnny Depp in the third Fantastic Beast, where they're just like, no, we'll just recast.
Well, that's the thing. Somebody's like the PR team for Fantastic Beasts has to be the most stressed out people in Hollywood because Ezra Miller is doing goofs. Johnny Depp got in trouble. J.K. Rowling's your author, and it's
we're gonna find out like Jude Law slapped a child next, and it's just
like, come on.
Eddie Redmayne hates birds. I don't know.
He hates beasts, actually.
I actually hate animals. I don't want to touch them. I had a rule that the beasts could not be real.
Oh my god.
God, freaking heck.
Anyway,
I didn't even see the new one. I was just like, no.
I only saw the first one. I didn't like it that much, so I haven't seen the other two.
I watched the second one because I think it was on TV somewhere, and I was just like,
that's how Harry Potter gets you. Because you go, it's on TV. I guess I'll watch it.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this, and I'm not gonna spoil anything. Based on some movies I saw over the weekend, I think it is possible that we could get Daniel Radcliffe to play Wolverine.
I'm so please pray to God.
I'm like, we've gotten fan casting has happened so much now.
So much.
I don't even need him to be the Wolverine. I just want like a multiverse.
Yeah. He just pops up. He's gone. I don't care.
He pops up. He explodes. He's done.
Yeah. You can't kill me. I'm moving.
Or like they open a portal to somewhere. He hops through, and they're like, "Not that one. No, you can go. You can go.
Go away."
But only if Elijah Wood is Sabretooth.
Oh my gosh. We need a podcast where we can talk about new movies we've seen too, because I have so many thoughts on that.
Yeah, that was actually kind of refreshing when we did No Way Home, and we were like able to just talk about it like a week after seeing it.
Yeah, maybe we'll do like a recently seen short podcast.
We should just have like a one-off where we do like 20 minutes on a new thing that we both liked.
Like that.
Yeah, but I will say I agree with you. Ben Affleck is a better director than he is an actor.
Yep. At the moment.
Yep.
Gone Girl, I guess I liked him.
Gone Girl was pretty good. He just did a movie called The Tender Bar. That was pretty good.
Okay.
I dug it.
Dude.
I think he's fine when he plays like a certain type, but honestly, he's one of those guys like Tom Cruise where I think he's better when he's not the lead.
I agree with that. I think if Tom Cruise, new Top Gun's coming out, and I hate how much he's in it, which is really weird to say.
Oh, speaking of Miles Teller's in that, and that's another problematic human. God,
I keep forgetting.
Freaking heck. I mean, he's just anti-vax, so I don't think he's
Hollywood. Stop it! I'm gonna.
Here's the deal, Hollywood. We see you trying.
Yeah.
Do better.
Do better. There's a reason that there only used to be like 100 famous people.
You finally got a not Oscars so white Oscars, and then Will Smith slapped a person across the face.
Oh my god. We'll get there. This year is going to be the good year.
I had to change my playlist on everything because Will Smith was the first video that popped up on all of them.
Oh my god, I forgot.
So I was like, crap, I gotta shift it. But then I do it chronologically, so I talk about old videos. So I was like, where can I stick him that's not like...
It's not there.
Oh, crap. So I think I put Chadwick first, because everybody liked Chadwick, and I don't think Chadwick's going to be like doing anything dangerous in the near future.
Good. He's come back, and he's killed everybody.
God damn it, Chadwick. Cool, we're on to the last Batman.
We're on to the last Batman.
Robert Pattinson is the best Batman. I'm just gonna start that with.
At the moment, he's the best Batman.
Freaking heck, he's so good. That movie, it's not my favorite Batman movie.
No,
I think
it's so interesting.
I think it's really, really good.
Yes,
and he is but he is the first. It's the first time Batman's been the most interesting character in a Batman film.
Yes. Right. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. It's kind of a blessing, but also like then the villain isn't as like it's so weird to like how
I think it works for how they use the Riddler though. With the
yes.
whole, he's just kind of like a QAnon
Yeah,
psychopath.
he set it up. Yeah, I think it's great.
And I really liked Zoe Kravitz in it too as
Yeah.
Catwoman. I don't like her in anything, and I liked her in this.
I love Colin Farrell and everything.
Dude,
I forget that.
my my wife did not know that was Colin Farrell. Like the whole movie.
Yeah,
I guess people on set didn't know that was Colin Farrell,
it's so great.
which is great.
It's so great.
Cool, but we're talking about the Lighthouse, so we should probably.
Oh my god, I forgot. I literally I was like, I'm gonna go on a whole tangent about Batman.
We should probably talk about the movie I actually chose.
Dang it. This is so confusing. I have 12 movies running through my head because of this, and I hate it.
It's 13.
Anyways.
Keaton was 2 Batman.
The Lighthouse!
The Lighthouse. I love. Okay, so The Lighthouse is one of those movies that the first time I watched it, I was like, this is weird and I don't understand it. And the second time I watched it, I was like, this is better. Now I'm like, oh, this is some Call of Cthulhu crap that just is phenomenal. Like this is the closest thing I've seen to an H.P. Lovecraft, also a terrible author.
No. Stop.
Oh, dude, he was stupid racist.
I know. I'm not going to mention it.
There's so many problems. No, like it's got that like 2 guys isolated in a cabin going nuts.
Yes.
I want to do this as a play. I think you could totally do it as like a stage show.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I like this way better than The Witch. I didn't like the Witch that much.
I wasn't a fan of the Witch either, and everybody said it was really good, and I watched it and I was like, it's okay.
Found it kind of slow.
I haven't seen the new one either. I want to go see. I got to go see Northman.
Northman, that's right.
Which I heard has CGI penises in it.
CGI penises.
I guess there's a fight scene where they're naked and they had to do digital on the dingles because they didn't want to get anybody chopped off.
Makes sense. This is a bummer. We're gonna talk about Lighthouse when I just want to talk about Willem Dafoe. He does steal this movie for me. I think
it's not
so
hard.
Good.
He's Willem Dafoe, man.
He's Willem Dafoe, and he is like, I know he can go over the top, but the movies he's in, they don't let him. I finally felt like this is the movie like you do whatever you want.
Yeah, this is they uncorked the bottle and just let it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and the fact is that the impressive thing is Pattinson keeps up with him.
Yeah.
Like I know 90% of the actors I can think of who they could have put in that other part, Willem Dafoe would have just crushed them.
Yeah, even like,
but Robert Pattinson's like, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Love it.
I made a Batman reference in a non-Batman movie.
Crazy.
Did it.
Oh my gosh.
No, and there's like all these unanswered mysteries that are really freaking cool, and you kind of don't like. It's one of those movies that leaves you with more questions than answers, which I don't think is for everybody. But for me, watching it over and over again, because this was like the 3rd or 4th time I'd seen it in like the last 2 years, I just went, this is really cool, and it's doing something. And then when you like actually read like Lovecraftian stuff, where they're just like, it ends real freaking bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it just I love it. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for black and white films. I say that until I watch a student project. I'm like, oh god, stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. Clerks even does the sin a little bit, but I get it. But it's nice when it works for the lighting and that they were going for. That's the big thing.
You have to know how to light a black and white film. That's the big. That's the big, because most people who do it just are like, black and white's artistic, and then they don't understand that like those guys are wearing so much crap on their faces. So like, fun fact, WandaVision, talking about Marvel, they did those 2 black and white episodes.
Yeah.
They had to paint Paul Bettany's face a different color because the red that he was supposed to be didn't show up right in the black and white. So he's like blue.
Okay.
Because
weird.
Yeah, so you have to make those adjustments because it's a whole different thing, and I don't think everybody who makes black and white movies, especially early on, understands that.
I feel like a lot of stuff gets washed out.
Yeah. I mean, if I could put a filter that makes us black and white right now, maybe I will. Maybe when we go to the Lighthouse, I'll just throw a filter up that's like, we're black and white now.
Oh my God, just for like a second.
Just do it like the Starbucks cups in Fight Club or whatever they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, it's some phenomenal filmmaking.
Should have got nominated for more than just best cinematography.
God, I don't even remember if it got. Yeah, Dafoe should have been nominated.
Dafoe should have been nominated. That man has been nominated so much.
He's been nominated four times now.
I think 4 times. He's gonna become one of those guys who is like, come on.
It's gonna be the Glenn Close of male actors.
Yeah.
He's almost 70 now. He's like 67, 68.
Crazy.
But then he goes and he's like, oh yeah, I'm older. He's older than our mom, and he's throwing Tom Holland around a stage.
I know. Oh God, he's amazing.
Freaking heck, amazing. I love him. I love Willem Dafoe.
Hollywood. I love John Patterson.
This is my appeal to Hollywood. Every time you're considering Willem Dafoe, just hit the go button.
Go. Why wouldn't you?
Like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? He's insane in the movie. You're already gonna get that.
Yeah. Love it.
And Pattinson's great too. Pattinson's like, I was way back Twilight days.
I know.
I was already team like Robert Pattinson's way better than we're getting out of this movie.
Yeah. From the first thing I saw him out of Twilight, I went, oh my God.
Yeah, you watch Cosmopolis or Good Time or this or the Dozen Water for Elephants. Like Water you're like, Elephants.
God. Which I almost picked. That was the other movie I found.
I mean, I did a whole series of videos showing that all 3 of them are like good in the right genres.
Yeah. Genres. So.
Mostly just Taylor Lautner needs to be in more comedies.
I miss that man.
He just did another thing. He did a Netflix movie.
He
did some football
with Kevin.
With Kevin James. Well, it was a Sandler. It was one of those Sandler produced ones.
Yeah, those ones. But they didn't go to Hawaii this time. They're not manipulating. They're not using the money to go on a trip to film a movie. So yeah, it's like no.
God, so man, let's be honest, if I was as rich as Adam Sandler, I'd be doing that all the time.
I get it. Taylor Lautner found a way to make money and do fun stuff. So
I just don't think he's like invested in acting in the same way. I think he's like, I made Twilight money. I've got enough to do whatever I want. I'm just gonna have fun.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. And then Kristen Stewart got nominated for an Oscar, despite what people said on the video I put up here.
Oh, that's right. They can. Yeah, God, Twilight messed up some people's.
I hope they hear this and be like, "Oh, remember when you said that Gaga was gonna crush her? I saw House of Gucci."
They're so mad at you. They're watching our hour-long podcast
just to hear this and refute it. Can I say? Tangent. House of Gucci. I've never seen a movie that was both that over the top and boring at the same time.
Okay, props to the trailer team that made me want to watch it. Because I'm like, Adam Driver and Lady Gaga, I love them both. And
I was ready for Jared Leto to play Mario for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, hey Hollywood, if Chris Pratt doesn't work out, Jared Leto can play Mario.
Leto is here. He
doesn't even need to be a cartoon. It's like Space Jam. He's just the one normal thing. It's just a bunch of people that Jared Leto dressed like that.
Oh my God, I love it.
It's me, Mario.
Oh my God. Oh dear, it's my turn to say a line, isn't it?
It might be. Do you have anything else to say about I think we're good on the.
I think we're good.
Okay, so next time we're gonna do. Nate picked the category. We're gonna do like legacy sequels, like those ones where it's like been 20, 30 years.
In the future. Yeah.
And we're not just saying like that's the only sequel. We're talking about like they're just where they bring the original cast back and they do some of that stuff and sort of pass the torch, whether or not it'd be successful.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
anyway,
I'm very excited about that one actually. So
I'm gonna tell you right now, there's really easy line that you could just throw out. That
no, I know, I thought about it, but I think I have a better one. Okay, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
I'm Batman.
I love you, dude.
All right, love you. We'll talk to you another time. Hopefully, guys, this will not be 20 years between this podcast and the next one.
We got it.
We got this. Mwah.